Hello and welcome to SpeedGaming Live. We are seeing here the game between Spleebie and Homemade Beer. I'm Brogor from Germany, and my mate here next to me is.
Hi, I'm Magno. Yes, as Brogo said, we have round 1 SGLIVE tournament, and we have a casual or even SGL casual boots mode where we get starting boots and have to rescue Zelda and have a sword from the start.
Yeah, that's basically the sum up of the starting items. But what else is special for the SGL mode you mentioned?
Yeah, for the SGL mode, we have kind of a hard item pool, you could say. We have a maximum of 14 hearts we can get if we collect all the pieces, all the 32 pieces, the 2 boss heart container and the sank heart. We also have a maximum of a tempered sword we can have. There are 4 swords in the pool, but we can only get 3 of them. There are 2 mail upgrades in the pool. We can only get the blue mail. And yeah, that's basically it. There's no half magic, and the bow and the silver arrows are separated.
Yeah, like in the old days. Very nice. So we are going now.
So we start up with 3 bombs. That should be good enough for Kakariko at least, so we don't have to farm bombs in the escape. We have a green pendant on Hera and 2 blue regular crystals on Eastern and Desert Palace.
Yeah, I can confirm that. That's exactly what I have seen. We started with bombs, like you said. That's pretty nice. Even though we wouldn't, if we wouldn't have enough bombs, there's like the bonk rocks in front of Kakariko. Takes some time, but you always get like 50% the bomb, I think. So with boots, bombs are not that big of an issue, but yeah, you always love to have them quite early. So I think we just saw a big magic decanter on the green guards there on Spleebie's side. So we know there's no extra bombs to be found here, at least in this item pool. It's not the same like we would have in the red pool, but maybe we see that later.
Yeah, and also no money. We basically just get hearts and magic from this item pool, drop price pack pool, whatever. And yeah, no reason to really farm the guards in here.
Yeah, like we said earlier, there's enough bombs lying around, and you get a lot of safety bombs in front of Kakariko. You don't have to open the back of the escape. You have the boots, you can open them with a bonk. That's nice. Spleebie getting a bit bullied here by the blue guards, but makes its way here through a bit better. And Homemade is taking a bit ahead, but this is nothing special right now. Everything is open.
Yeah, Spleebie going for the more NMG kind of way of fighting the blue guard. In NMG, you also have a blue boomerang, and you can collect the small key with it. Yeah, it just loses like half a second or so if you do it this way without a boomerang, I guess.
Yeah. We see here some like very good ball and chain, 8 slashes, very safe played. I usually like to play this also safe because if you die here, it's pretty like you feel doomed. You feel like it's over. You're just 2 minutes in the seat and you feel like, oh god, I should have not played this like this today. And yeah, good thing nothing like this happens on this niveau level, I would say. Do you say niveau level? Can you say that? So, yeah. Yeah. If we have like finding trouble with some words, so please bear with us. It's our first English commentary ever. We're usually doing the German ones. And yeah, we're just happy to be here and to be accepted. So we like to make this good for you and hope you enjoy it.
Yep, and so far we only have like the 300 rupee drop. No real items besides the boots and the starting sword so far.
Yeah, but Spleebie made up some time, so we're like head on now in the back of escape. This is cool.
Oh, there's our first real item, a real weapon with tempered damage, the hammer.
A weird weapon. Yeah, it's always nice. It's part of the Dark World progression usually, so you can access the Dark World at the Flute 4 spot or in Kakariko, above Kakariko. Always nice to have it if you only have like no sword or just a little sword to fight the sword, because hammer does tempered damage, and you can also learn quite some strats with that. Like, for example, finishing off colds there can be quite helpful if there's like no swords early game and you have to do ice palace early game. And there is the second item in this chain. I'd say the moon pearl always goes good together with the hammer. We just like basically need early gloves, and then we're good to go and have like super nice divergence in these routes. Because if you have like, I don't know, minute 5 or 6 Dark World access, it usually gets very, very different, and this is quite cool for watching a game.
And there's the best shield we get today. There's no more shields besides the fighter shield. All the other shields get replaced by a 5 rupee. And yeah, if we see a second shield in a plain vision side location, this rupee will turn into a glitch double blue rupee because of the size of an item compared to the size of a shield, I guess. But yeah, this is the glitch double 5 rupee you see sometimes.
Yeah, I think this had to be mentioned because I think during earlier stages of the SGL tournament, people were practicing and people saw like this blue rupee on, I think it was Floating Island. And heck, what is this? So the developers, of course, came up with the explanation what happened there, why it's like this, and yeah. So it's always good to know stuff like this so you don't get confused.
Okay, we have confirmation by Homemade Beer, who shows us a little more of this item there on the ledge. It's a 20 rupee. That's an item, or that's nothing we have to do Aga for. If we get the gloves, we can go in the Dark World the normal way, the rando way.
Ooh, and we are already good with a Master Sword on this spot here. This is always like, you don't want to see the lamp now soonish. You maybe want to see this like in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, not now, not in Kakariko. Yeah, this is like double-edged sword, the item progression at this point. Let's see what we get in Kakariko. There's usually a lot of stuff here.
We can see Spleebie is using the boots very efficiently on every screen. In Escape, he was like always one screen behind Homemade Beer, and now he's, I'd say, 1.5 screens ahead. That's just a little bit of execution we see here, but nothing real big right now.
Yeah, also nothing real big in Blind's hideout. Yeah, nothing else, nothing much to say here. Oh, it's Baby showing us the super speed here with a sword spin on the entrance to Blind's hideout to get fast as hell to the bottom of the well. Ha! That rhymes. That wasn't intentional. Sorry.
Okay, so the well only has a little bit of money and the blue boomerang. We could argue which one is the better one. I like the red more because it gives you the chance of splash deletion, but many people like the blue more because it doesn't have the sparkling animation, the lag frames, and yeah.
Yeah, I know for a fact that Magno is obsessed with splash deletion, so he would always choose the red over the blue. I think the longer you play this game, the more you like the blue, I think, maybe. It's always good to have in GT at least. Yeah, I think I promised a bit too much here with the loot of Kakariko. I mean, we had a rather stacked forest and escape, so to speak, but yeah. If I find nothing in Kakariko, I usually go for a blind race game check. I don't drop down. This is often, for me, it works. Maybe we see something, you know.
And only 20 rupees on the library. There was a whole bunch of nothing, not even any bombs in Kakariko, so both of the runners, Spleebie and Homemade Beer, had to go buy some. We have 10 bombs now, 300 plus rupees, so Zora is still a little bit away. 500 rupees he wants for an item.
Yeah, we're going to Sasha now because, as you said, there was a whole bunch of nothing here. We are like off the money. Spleebie decided to dodge a few blue coins there, or rupees, and red rupee maybe on the library desk or library shelf, I think. Yeah. But South Shore usually comes off with like a bit of pocket money. But it's always nice to have the money before you go South Shore. In SGL or in casual goods, nobody really ever dodges the fake flipper checks, the Zora ledge check, and maybe even Zora. So always nice to have the money. Never have to worry about it. It's always like a nice feature of early game. I like this quite the most, maybe even the most. Oh, this is not good. See a little divergence here. Spleebie is checking the desert ledge and probably has to go here soon again because we just saw at homemade screen that there is a book in the mini Mordom cave.
I mean, we don't have any fire source yet, and we need a glove to get to the boss of the desert. But desert could still lead to some kind of progression, or maybe even the glove for Dark World access. Let's see.
Yeah, just like a quick reminder of today in the league, which is participating on the same time frame window right now. There was a nice spoiler race where Desert Palace required you to just go there with just the book, find something somewhere else to just return to desert. I mean, this is rando. There's always this kind of, I call it ping pong. I don't know. It makes sense to many people, but I think it's quite self-explanatory. I mean, you go there, you have to go there, you come back because you get something else. Yeah. Oh, this is a nice bonk. Have you ever seen that?
No, I saw people like mashing, juggling around the edge, but not bonking yet. I haven't seen this one. But I didn't see if Homemade Beer made the water walk in Ice Red Cave because he was really far away from the ledge. We can see in a second. Yep, he was too far away from the ledge in Ice Red Cave, so he didn't store a water walk.
And he just thinks like, okay, I don't have the money. I have to swim all the way. I have to book now. Maybe I go desert area first. Hug the wall, bonk, hold up, left, up, right. Yo, that's nice. Thanks for the explanation. It's always nice to have an amazing chat that helps out at some point, especially if it gets heated up in the race, if it's getting closer to the end. And yeah, moderators also do mistakes, I would say. Quite a lot of them, actually.
Yeah, and Spleebie did store a water walk, but he we see a glove on the Lake Hylia. I didn't see it on Homemade Beer screen. Yeah, and Spleebie stored the water walk and went in the dark or in the water the old-fashioned way with the fake flipper. So that way he gets the water walk from the hobo.
Oh, that's what I just meant by doing a mistake. I also didn't see if Homemade has the visual confirmation of those gloves. Yeah, and we just had the information about the Houlihan room, which was also not done here, which would like give you the 200 left rupees you would need here to pay the Zora. But maybe Spleebie is lucky and gets some money in the what's called Waterfall Ferry. I think it's Waterfall Ferry.
I mean, these gloves are probably our mids, but I mean, they could be our first gloves if it was an Aga seed, but we're still like a lamp away from doing Aga. And to obtain this item, we have to get flippers and the mirror, so it's very likely that this is our mid.
Yeah, there's just money on the Zora ledge. Also, like, kind of ironic because you're like, you don't have enough money. There's money. It's also not enough. You also don't get it. Yeah. So we were gonna see Eastern Palace area next, which is like the last thing in logic, right?
Yep, we can't get up the mountain. We don't have gloves yet or the lamp. We also don't have a flute to get up there. So Eastern area should be the last thing in logic right now, besides whatever is in Desert Palace right here.
There was a red rupee, for instance. And another one. Oh, and there's the there's the package you just were talking about.
Yeah, and
So
Spleebie just bails on the Eastern area, probably going up the mountain. Or, I mean, we have dark red access with the glove, so who cares about the mountain, where it's only 2 checks, the uncle and Spectacle Rock? Or the old man, you say? Old man.
yeah, Homemade definitely not feeling good right here. It's always nice to see some emotion in this tournament. I mean, there's something at stake there, and it's a game, it's a competitive game. And I was talking a lot there. So we had a Red Crystal in Misery Maya and Ice Palace, and we had a pendant in Swamp. Did you see where the other
Yeah,
thing
the other
was?
pendant was Skullwood.
Okay, I just saw it was on the top side of the screen. And there is the one bow. Spleebie's showing us here the chest turns or whatever it's called. I always try this when I saw this, but I usually don't get it.
At least we don't have a Ice Rod hunt today. The Ice Rod was also in Hype Cave. Yeah, having the bow, the lamp, the hammer, Phoebe decides to go to Palace of Darkness. We have enough rupees to pay for Kiki and the entrance. And yeah, this dungeon is fully in logic for us.
Yeah, and it's 5 items. It's a density location, so why not go there if you just did Hype Cave? You're already in the area. You don't have a flute to go here faster. So yeah, do it. Maybe you get a mirror, something like that. Makes the other routing in the overworld later better. Showing us the Kiki dash here, quite good. While Homemade Beer decides to do the other Darkwood entrance in Kakariko. I'm usually a fan of the route of Homemade, but we had no confirmation about any source of pendants on his side yet. So might sometimes burn yourself quite early with a game with a gamble like that, or not a gamble but a play. But you never know.
Yeah, and Homemade didn't give us a good old pedestal check. I mean, what can't be on pedestal is the flippers, the mirror, the hookshot. Yeah, but I mean, we basically don't need flippers at all in this seed if Swamp Palace isn't required for us. Spleebie shows us the hover onto the bridge ledge, I think it's called in the spoiler log for this check.
Arena ledge, I think, right?
Oh yeah, arena ledge.
Yeah, it's quite a nice hover. Actually, one of the harder ones, I think. And yeah, nicely done there. I don't know how much time it saves. Maybe there's more like hover knowledgeable persons around in the chat that know exactly how much seconds you can save there. And we get our first bottle. We didn't mention, by the way, in SGL, there's a difference on the bottle side of life. Do you want to explain?
Yeah, we have 4 bottles in the pool, but we can only get 2. And every bottle we get is empty at acquisition.
Yeah, I guess that's basically it, right?
Yeah, and so far a lot of nothing in Skywoods. I mean, it's Pendant Skywoods and home.
Ooh.
There could be something. No, they're the flippers, but we might not need them since Swamp Palace is dependent.
That's true, but making constructing logic back together can also be quite helpful.
So we saw a nice hammer jump on Spleebie's side. Ether in the Dark Maze of Pod. I mean, if you get the big key early in the dungeon and you have a spare small key, you can do the hammer jump to save some time to go a full circle in this dungeon. That's nice when you don't have a mirror to speed up the routing in Pod.
Yeah, but never do it when you have no small keep, because you get stuck otherwise. And we just saw a flute on the bunk rocks. Bumper cave. And another sword for homemade beer in the C-shaped house, charging up on tempered blade. So Misery Mire is a crystal, which logically requires us to get the the cape. So we see homemade going into Thieves Town. Quite a nice dungeon to be cleared with like not that much equipment. I mean, he has a big sword there, low health, but you know, there's a script you can use to finish blind off quite easily. Sometimes it's it's going off script and then it's getting interesting, but there's also still 4 items here. Sometimes a bit survivability. Yeah, we will see. On the other side, Spleebie is rushing down to Hammersaw.
Yeah, that was a nice initial start in the turtle room with only the master sword in hand. It's kind of the NMG way to clear this room. You charge up a spin, hammer down to turn the turtles, and then release the spin to kill the maximum amount of turtles in the first strike, you'd say. And now we have spin speed set up to increase the range of the hammer or the hammer hitbox, and then you can do tempered damage to the hammer saw in phase 2, and it's already dead.
That was quite nice. Yeah, 4 hits. 4 attempts to hit, 4 hits. You could see that he was like having this big splash area then. What Mano just said was very well confirmed by Spleebie on the left side. So we just saw like another nothing item there in the attic of Thieves Town. I think it was a blue rupee. A blue rupee was a replacement, right? Or is this not? I'm not quite sure about that.
I mean, every item basically is replaced by a 5 rupee, except for the sword. The 4th sword will be a green 20 rupees, and the half magic gets replaced by a small little tiny magic decanter.
Yeah. Okay, I had that in mind. There was something different about the sword, so I was just wondering. But yeah, I just remember reading the rule sets of the SGLIVE thing, and then I was like, "What is a decanter?" Yeah, and I asked every German person, like, "You know what a decanter is?" And I don't know, maybe a bottle or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, but we found their hook shot there next to the maiden, which enables us to go to the mountain while Spleebie sees a shovel on the pyramid, which I like to see because he basically has no mirror, no hook shot, and if he would have like saved and quitted there after a pot, it would be quite hard to go back to here. You isolate those checks, so maybe there's something on the shovel we don't know, but it's always good to not isolate things too hard unless you want to get burned quite late in the game, and this is really, really annoying.
Yeah, and I mean, we haven't seen any major skips so far. People like to skip one chest in Eastern Palace, the Vanilla Bicky chest, or Hera Basement. Those are Left Side Swamp. Those are checks you see runner maybe skip in the. Oh, we see the small magic from the catfish. That would have been the half magic.
The announced decanter.
Yeah, you see people skip those locations to save time in a one-on-one race. Those skips wouldn't be made in mass races, I think.
I like the fact that you have to adjust your mindset when you come to a big tournament like SGL. You're usually used to play one-on-ones because there's like league and ladder and stuff like that. And then you have to adjust your mindset to play mass races. We saw that in the first SGL qualifier. Whoever seen that race, there was a flute in Hera Basement, and it burned like 90% of the runners in this seat.
Yeah, either you got in go mode after 30 minutes or 30 minutes-ish, or you last locate this flute and end up really late in the seat.
So Homemade making its way down through the bow, which is in Hype Cave. And we see some left side Darkworld checks we haven't seen on Spleebie's side because it was just too tempting to go to bot, which was quite obvious decision to make. It's like a hunt for the mirror, right? We had the Dark World X's. We know the mids are there on the Lake Hylia. So going Hype Cave or going Kakariko to Village of Outcasts, it's both quite understandable because you know you won't get the mids early. Yeah, why not?
Oh right, I forgot about the gloves on the Lake Hylia. To obtain those gloves without flippers, you would have to set up a water walk in Skullwoods, and then with the water walk you can actually mirror on the Lake Hylia location and get the mids even without the flippers.
It's quite ironic, by the way, because the flippers are in Skullwoods, and it's sometimes quite, I don't know what's called, fizzly to set up this water walks because you just get confirmed like so far away of the where you start the glitch, and if it's not worked, yeah, it's annoying. Homemade finding the shovel, before pot, and we'll head to pot now too, I guess.
And we see on Spleebie side the vanilla big key chest of Eastern. That was like a 50-50 to either have the last item or the dungeon item. And Spleebie obviously didn't want to skip any items before 30 minutes, I guess.
Yeah, it's too risky to start skipping now. On his side, there's missing the hook shot, Somaria, Mirror. He doesn't know he needs the cape now, but this equals the same as the flute. The mirror on this seat is actually quite mean, I think. It opens up a lot of stuff. Like the mids opens up a lot of stuff by enabling the mids. And then you can also do like gamble on a swamp play if you like feel behind or something. There's like a lot of locations you can then choose after or chase after.
I mean, we basically only need Fire Rod, Sumaria, Mirror, and Cape for this seat. I mean, it's 4 items, but we're 30 minutes in, 4 items away from go mode. Maybe the Misery Maya medallion and Turtle Rock medallion, but yeah, that's not much we are still looking for.
Yeah, Homemade will find his ether in the Dark Maze. I think we have found Quake in South Shore Mini Modem Cave, but I would need approval by the chat there to confirm this. And yeah, Mini Modem, yeah, okay, thanks. So this is all quite very much in logic. Maybe checking the shovel. And then we will probably also see a Sicket check here.
Just bombs on the shovel, and after the sick hit, Spleebie will go for his Village of Outcast play, and we see the runners, playing what the other just played before.
Yeah, in the German restream, we usually call this Spiegelverkehrt, or like vice versa, or mirror-like happenings, because nothing new for us now, except the sick hit, which has one of the 2 hard containers, or was it the Senkard? Did he had like?
It was even the Senkard, yeah.
I think so too, yeah. So there's 2 more, unless we had one. I think we also had one already. Didn't quite pay attention to the hard stuff. So Spleebie doesn't show us anything here. I see there's some pet hype. I haven't think about pet quite much yet. Enjoying just the game.
I mean, Pedestal could only have the cape and the Zumaria, I guess.
Yeah, nothing to add there, I think. Just check pendants real quick. You may be right. You are right. Homemade shows us a full, I think it's group 7 item pool there. Is it group 7, Michael? With the full magic and the fairy and the red cookie? Okay, yeah, it's group 7. Always nice to see this. Yeah, pet could be, but we have 2 visual checks that confirm that the mids are on Lake Hylia, for those who just came a bit later. And the flute is also already answered in chat. I don't even have to speak. It's on the bumper cave, sorry. We usually call it progression ledge recently because there was so much loot on it. And I mean, see this seat, there is loot on this ledge again. So why not call it like that? It's a bad habit though, I know. Yeah, Spleebie showing us here some Gypto bonk strats there by this Gypto, dancing a bit with the bumper.
That's why this room is called Pinball Room, because sometimes the Gypto gets stuck between those bumpers. And yeah, from bumper to bumper and so on and so on.
Yeah, there's quite some decent videos in the Discords, which is hilarious. This game always surprises us years later. Yeah, why not enjoying the little things like a stupid mummy which is bonked around all the time.
I'm not quite sure if homemadebeer saw the mids on Lake Hylia, because he did the water walk fake flipper thing to the hobo, but failed on the water walk. So I don't know if he actually saw the mids. At least both of them saw the flute on bumper ledge. And Spleebie is now on Village of Outcasts, and homemadebeer is finishing up the rest of the checks in Palace of Darkness. He rushed the boss with the big key and enough small keys to keep going.
Yeah, the chat is like always pretty amazing and helpful here. We just got confirmation that Homemade has seen the mids while he was traversing to Eastern Palace by just hopping in the lake for a quick dip. So we see this Seastone here again, like we earlier said. Spleebie is just doing everything that Homemade has done already. And Homemade is maybe showing us some mountain play here, which would be the first in the seat. I mean, he has the hookshot from the Maiden in Thieves Town, so it's quite attractive to go there. There's a lot of checks now for him in Logic. Plus, there's nothing much else left to do anyways.
I think we saw everything besides the mountain so far. We have the hookshot, we have the hammer, we can get to Hera, we can do all of the Lightworld Mountain. And yeah, I mean, our bottle is empty and we only have 5 hearts, no invincibility items, so Spy Cave isn't in Logic. And we get 300 rupees for saving an old man on the mountain.
That's decent. I think Homemade hasn't seen the water checks, plus he would be able to also pay Zora right now. Both of them would be. By water checks, I mean Waterfall Ferry.
Okay, that's a bottle in Spectacle Rock, and I know for a fact that Spleebie can hover really good. I mean, it's only a bottle, but if you fill up 2 bottles, if you have the money, this could be really helpful in a SGL seed where you don't get all the 14 hearts because you skip some of the hard pieces, if it's convenient for you. So I think the bottle wouldn't be worth the time going around and going up the normal way, but maybe if you do the quick hover, maybe we will see this bottle for Spleebie.
Yeah, I would say we also seen a quite decent hover there on his side, but I assume he wouldn't go for it. It's a risky hover. It's a long hover also, and there is 2 more bottles like you earlier told us, and there's a fire rod in the Paradox right chest, which enables like not very much yet. Was there an item left in Skywoods? I'm not sure.
I think there's still 1 item in Skywoods. I think Skywoods only had lots of keys, the map, and the flippers.
Yeah, we are most likely running into the mirror quite soon here. Oh, that was
Speaking of
quite
the mirror,
soon.
Ether Tablet having the mirror, while Spleebie having a nicely done fight of blind here.
We just seen Homemade passing by Hera twice. Turning. Okay, he is just like, yeah, why not? He can do it like this. He also has still Eastern Palace to do. He now gets the mid. Why not? He can maybe dip Hera later if even needed. Because mids will open quite a lot now for him.
We could clear Ice Palace with the mids. And I mean, we don't have the Zamaria for Icebreaker and do it like the convenient way and saving 1 to 2 minutes with the Icebreaker. But I mean, Ice Palace is in logic if the boss is not Zamaria locked. But yeah.
But this feels ugly. You get the mirror there. You have to get the mirror to get to the mids. So you can only check Turtle Rock amulet, which you need like after this play. Then you can go, as you just said yourself, Ice Palace without the Zamaria always feels not good anymore these days. And then there's nothing much left because he knows the flute. He doesn't has the cape. He can't go Maya area. Yeah. Desert Palace is not to be rushed because he has both items, can do it later with Samaria probably. It's not easy here. Maybe going back to Dead Mountain, Dark Death Mountain, checking on Turtle Rock, maybe the play. We will see.
I mean, this could be the Ice Palace play from Homemade Beer. He's going to get his mids from the Lake Hylia, and he got himself a blue potion. Maybe he wants to go for Ice Palace.
Yeah, I think he doesn't feel quite good today. His mimic also tells a bit about this. He has that early plays that didn't went good. You always feel super bad if your water checks don't work in an SGL, even in casual boots, but even in an SGL, it's even more terrifying to skip those. Yeah. So maybe he wants to do Ice Palace now, maybe a bit of a gamble. He doesn't know. Or maybe he also wants to do this now so he can then afterwards confirm if he skipped something very, very valuable here. And he will combine Catfish Mirror with the just mentioned, Waterfall Fairy Zora Ledge play. Why not?
Yeah, Homemade Beer is showing a nice knowledge about the whirlpools in the game, knowing where you can save some time by using these whirlpools to get to some places faster.
Yeah, plus it's 5 item density, which is like basically a whole pot or a hype cave, but still more and faster than Ice Palace without Zomaria. Plus he did a pot and the pyramid, so he will probably never return to this area anyways. And it's always good to have this out of your mind to get you straight again, to focus straight on the match again. So if he sees nothing here, he will probably feel a bit better. I think I would feel better on his side there.
I mean, we haven't seen the Zora from Spleebie yet. Spleebie checked the catfish on a single check, and Spleebie only saw the Zora ledge having 100 rupees. He didn't have the money for Zora yet when he was there.
Yeah, of course, but Homemade had not done the Waterfall Ferry, which he just did now, and I think that's at least easing his feelings right now a bit. And it's just money in the Zora area, money for money, and nothing really much to be getting out of there now.
Yeah, just a 10% cashback, not a great deal.
I like that play of homemade now. I would dig that. I like that. Sometimes gets burned. Sometimes, yeah, leaps you quite ahead.
I mean, you don't have the Zamaria yet. You are not tempted in going into Turtle Rock, but you can see the medallion requirement, and you can do the hookshot cave, Super Bunny cave, and yeah, I mean, you hope to find a Zamaria to speed up your ice palace at least.
Yeah, but if you find the Samaria, you would be tempted to go into the rock
Yeah,
right now.
then you can just clear it if you have the medallion for it.
Spleebie not using the ice rod here, but showing us some nice arrow shots and spins. There he dodges the last phase a bit off, but that was a mean jump. That was a mean hit, but he did it. So it's Quake.
Oh yeah, we saw in the inventory of homemade beer, he also got his ether medallion from Palace of Darkness. So both of them just missing the bombos. Maybe we need bombos for Misery Maya later, but yeah, it's Quake for Turtle Rock.
Yeah, +6 more checks here. Maybe adding the not in logic spy cave afterwards if he's got nothing here. What do you think? Do you think there's something in the spy cave, in the hype cave? Oh my gosh, in the hookshot cave, or would you say we have to go swamp here in this seat?
I think we're really tempted in going for Swamp if there's nothing in Hookshot Cave. I mean, it's only a pendant, but it's 6 items, and we can check Bombo's tablet in the area. Yeah, it looks like homemade beer's ahead in terms of having items yet, but Spleebie also finished Eastern and Desert Palace yet, so homemade has to go back and clear those up.
Homemade showing us some emotion there. 6 items, nothing to take here. Maybe showing us Hera now. I mean, why not?
I mean, Hera is the green pendant, and he hasn't done Eastern Palace yet. So he can combine doing Hera, doing Eastern Palace, finding the Zamaria here in Hera, and then turning in the green pendant. Maybe no, he just bails on the Zamaria. Yeah, he can clear Turtle Rock now. He can do Ice Palace the fast way. Yeah, maybe we find the cape, and that's basically go mode? Question mark.
Oh, Spleebie locking himself on a quite spectacular way there. Never seen a dead rock fly into the opening of the Paradox Cave there. Yeah, but as you just said, Homemade can now full clear Turtle Rock plus Mimic Cave, which is 6 checks. It's a normal crystal, but he could still then return to Spy Cave and Hera if there's like no further progression. It's a tough call to make because Ice Palace is now a bit more attractive as before. Yeah, it's a really seat of decisions. Like, I like it. Starting with Darkwood Access already. The cane was in Hera. How's it called? Where the packs are. I think it's Hera Cage.
It's Basement Cage. It's
Ah, yeah.
called. Yeah, the first check in Hera, at least. Yeah.
So Spleebie catching up with a fire rod there. May see this Somaria already now because he has basically done a lot more other stuff and won't dodge this. Unless the mirror feels like I have to go somewhere else now. I want to follow the mids, not a pendant dungeon. It must have felt hard for Homemade to dodge the cane there. And Spleebie will find it quite now. Oh no, homemade.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of frustration there, getting chomped by the chain chomps. I mean, if Misery Maya is not Bombos, we're basically just a cape away from go mode here. So only needing a cape then for the flute on Bumper Ledge.
Always nice if you have to play SGL and the seed wants you to have the cape, right? Homemade here a bit on the, how do you say that? Emotional side of Rando. I know everybody knows this, so we have to send a bit of our love and power to him so we can make it through Turtle Rock here. Nice. Nice fight there on the left side by Spleebie. Homemade doesn't get accidentally killed here by the, what's it called? Pokey. I sometimes forget the names of the monsters.
Oh, I haven't counted the items in Hera, but I think there's still an item in the basement, and yep, Spleebie's going back in for the basement.
I think that's gutsy now. It's a sick move because you just got Maria and the mirror, which basically enables Spleebie to get mids, follow right after into Ice Palace, and then getting 12 checks on the mountain.
Yeah, and having 2 of the 3 medallions, it's very likely that Spleebie has also everything he will need for Turtle Rock at this point then.
So Homemade reached a checkpoint, which is good. Just breathe through our friend here, Homemade, and then we have our race continued. I want to see it close and nice and entertaining and interesting and frustration. Everything has to be a part of a race. Okay, only a bit of safety in the Hera basement. Still better than money or bombs or arrows.
I mean, the other pair of clothes were on Super Bunny Cave, which is a little more accessible or convenient than Hera Basement. That's nothing you have to do the coffee break for.
But you don't know. So Spleebie will follow now the mirror and will get Ice Palace in logic and everything else basically.
I mean, Spleebie played it a little bit more thoroughly. He checked all of Pendant Tower of Hera, did the coffee break, he did the vanilla big key chest in Eastern. Homemade is basically, or could be, just one item away from go mode. And yeah, that could be very fortunate for him at this point.
I like that he's opening the safety door here. He knows he's a bit upset about himself right now, so why not do this? It takes a few seconds, but why not do it? It will only get like a spiral of what you call it, doom, if you get always deeper into the frustration part. So it's good. And now he shows us some decent walking skips here, which will also hopefully buff himself a bit in his emotion state. Yeah, this looks good. Let's go kill the turtle and see you never, Turtle Rock.
I don't really like the plays Spleebie did. I mean, if he did Hera for nothing, basically, or the coffee break and the boss and everything besides the Zamaria, he might as well just turn in the green pendant. But this is like a very far away single check, and I mean he just got mid Samaria and the mirror. I would like to see him go for Ice Palace, which he is now.
Did he turn it in?
Yep, he did turn in the
Okay.
green pendant. Yeah.
I actually like that then, because it would be a location you just, like you just said, you just go there if you have like flute, and you won't get the flute probably there because you know where the flute is. So if there's the cape, it's huge. Oh, please, homemade.
Luckily, he got damage boosted by the spike, so the head didn't kill him, I guess. Using his blue potion to survive the fight now.
Yeah, better use a potion here too. It's faster to just rebuy it than die. The slow kill is better than a fast death, right? And his face speaks books. He is like, that's not what I want to see here.
Yep, that's right. You can't use potions in the afterlife. Homemade showing us a nice bugnet dash for catching a fairy on the bonk rocks on the mountain. There it is. Did we just see Cape in Ice Palace, or oh, what is Gamachu typing?
Oh yeah, he has it. I saw it on the menu.
Oh, that could be huge. I mean, Spleebie knows about the what's it called? The flute. I think he would definitely like to see if he will need bombos for the seed. So I think getting the flute will be his next step.
He's leaving nothing behind here, yeah. Interesting for him to not trust in the 2 medallions he has to finish the seed. Yeah, but nice BK, true. He was also thinking about giving out the key for a second there, I think, which would have been like a bit troublesome. But he remembered and had to go all the way back. He's probably in go mode. Or do we have bombos?
We don't have bombos, but we don't know the medallion requirement for Misery Maya. And Spleebie has to clutch the fight on half a heart. He doesn't have a potion, so he has to be very careful from now on.
Ooh, he just walked through ice like, I don't know, an ice bear. Oh, he clutched. Nice.
Clutching this fight on half a heart when
Oh,
all the 3 puffs are still alive is very difficult. Nicely done on this one.
Homemade achieving his cape there. And you saw this very, very deep sigh on Spleebie there. The whole chest was rising up 10 centimeters. That was tough. So we have to confirm the Misery Maya requirement here then, saving maybe a full mountain trip on Spleebie's side, while Homemade has yet to finish Desert Palace boss, Eastern Palace as a full thing. But the Biggie was on the way. So a bit behind there on Homemade's now, unless it's maybe a boss.
I mean, Homemade already has the big key of Desert. He can just go in for the boss and yeah, kill it with the fire rod, or even silvers if they are on the way, maybe.
Oh, that was a nice last spin there. The last puff just came like frame perfect there to the to his cut to his final moment. Yeah, this is the bracket phase now. Yeah.
In the first round of SGLIVE, we have 64 one-on-ones, best of ones, and it's a double elimination bracket. So if you win, you go up in the winners bracket, and if you lose, you get on the lower bracket. And if you get a second loss, you're out of the tournament. Yeah, and chat is saying we've seen all the 3 items of Ice Palace, so there's not much left for a possible Bombos. Maybe Swamp Palace could have Bombos, but first of all, we have to see which medallion is actually needed for Misery Maya.
There was one item left in Skull Woods, I think, and we still have the green pendant, as you said earlier. Yeah.
Oh, we've seen the green pendant turn in from Spleebie, so green pendant is nothing.
Oh, okay. Then I understood that one.
So, moment of truth on Spleebie's side.
Oh, he's going for it. And it's quick. So no bird toss for us today.
And we're officially in go mode.
Yeah, this comes in quite handy. He can just finish Turtle Rock and head over to GT.
Yeah, this is kind of the nifty part of SGLIVE casual boots, or SGL casual boots. There is a maximum of 14 hearts we can obtain if we get all the heart pieces and heart containers. Spleebie is in go mode with 7 hearts. I don't think he will get much more up to Ganon.
Do you think your bottle, which was dodged by both of them, comes into play? Rocks?
At least I can imagine. Oh, there's Bombos in Misery Maya. At least I can imagine that we will see a fill up before the climb. And we would like to welcome every raider from SpeedGaming. We are now here in the first round of SGLIVE, Spleebie versus Homemadebeer. We are actually in go mode just now by seeing the Misery Maya medallion. And Spleebie has an advantage of already beating Eastern Palace, Desert Palace, and he can do Turtle Rock on his last trip on the mountain, while Homemadebeer has still to do Desert Palace and Eastern Palace. But he already cleared Turtle Rock.
Yeah, and he has just to kill land molars, so he doesn't have to go for the big key hunt in Desert Front, which saves a bit of time, of course. Yeah, always enjoying you guys in chat here. You are helpful and amazing. So, what is the worst you can find on Pet now and getting an answer like Silvers? But we won't see that. And Spleebie is making its way through Misery Maya with 1 heart. And he just tripped over a laser beam thing, ball, whatever.
I mean, at this point, it's an execution race since every since both of the runners are basically in go mode at the same time, having done different dungeons so far, this could still be an execution race, and dying in a dungeon is not really helping in this way.
Yeah, also we're having not that much magic left. Misery Maya 2, the room with the whiz ropes and the popos, takes quite some time. Oh, and we just and it actually dying here gave Homemade a bit of an possibility to catch up, because now he's a bit he's catching his race up. Oh, did Spleebie dodge the big key by seeing a small key on the compass chest? I'm a bit confused right now, sorry.
Oh, was there a small key on the compass chest?
Yeah, I just saw it. Homemade. So like for those who don't know, if you have an small key in the room above Spleebie right now, where you have to light the torches, then it's definitely the big key down here in the vanilla spot. As you can just see now at Homemade, this is 100% call. Yeah. That's unfortunate, leaving this side of the dungeon to die to just do everything else and then return. So a bit of focus, but the thing that Homemade needed right now to maybe catch up or get on even the same amount of yeah, maybe basically on the same speed right now, I would say.
I mean, Desert Palace only clearing the boss is really fast, and Eastern Palace you don't have to do the vanilla big key chest, so this is a little bit faster than all of the dungeon. I don't know. This could be Homemade Beer being in the lead, but I'm really not good in doing this time comparisons.
Yeah, it gets better with practice and more seats. Yeah, but we would like to welcome the next raiders here. We are having a tight match here between Homemade and Spleebie. Basically both right now in Misery Maya, while Homemade has still have to do Eastern Palace and Desert Palace. Desert just a boss. Eastern Palace also just a boss and the big key on the way. While Spleebie has to not full clear, but has to go mode the Turtle Rock, which is basically most of the time doing everything anyway, depending on the small key locations. Yeah, that is still tough here. So let's see. Oh, this is the spooky something, right? But it didn't work, I think.
I mean, with this gear we have and only 4 hearts, I think it would be safer to just go on Spleebie's side for the traditional way on bombing that wall and use the cape for the boss, as we saw on Homemade's side, because we only have 4 hearts and can't really damage boost on the green goo on the boss.
But we could use the cape and spin and... Oh, Spleebie is... yeah, he's taking the hearts. The stun price was a heart. I thought he was like overcharging the stun price thing. You can do this, and then the little eyes of Vitrios start to drop the stun price. Use the cape. Use the cape. Use the cape. The cape was go mode. It's not in the earlier state of the mind, because you just get it, you forget it. It's often like that.
I think we just saw that the hearts of Viti dropping some little hearts. Drop the ice, yeah. It's because you overcharge the stun price and stuff. It's a nice little glitch.
You have to take into consideration they both have died in nasty spots. Spleebie misplaying the big key and Maya, probably feeling not good right now. You never know if you're ahead or behind. You're doing a full clear Hera to get nothing, while everything else is just behind that mids right next to Ice Palace. Yeah, you never know. So you have to always endure the mental, I would call it pain, because your enemy maybe or your opponent also has to go through it, and you never know how he feels if you're even behind or miles ahead. So getting a bit on a harder mindset on this kind of topic, it can help you win a race, which you feel lost. But yeah, you don't know.
Yeah, and the 7 hard go mode and Turtle Rock and climb is pretty tough. So Spleebie decides to go fill up his blue or his potion with the blue potion. And yeah, going up for Turtle Rock, and he can basically go mode the dungeon, so steal the big key, no, get the big key, steal the small key from the pokey, if the big key wasn't on the lava chest. I don't remember.
Yeah, this will be tough. I think Eastern Palace is, of course, a bit faster. We already mentioned the big key is on the way, just seeing it here.
Yeah, and I think GT routing for the big key could make the difference here because, yeah, as we said, Homemade has just to do the boss. He doesn't have to do any other chests in here in Eastern Palace. And then it's just the Death Mountain climb versus the Turtle Rock go mode clear on Spleebie side. And then we're pretty head on. No, what do you call it? On the same speed? I don't know.
Yeah, the big key was on Cannonball. Quite convenient. Skipping second chest, and of course, and getting a hard more advantage there on Homemade's side. Yeah, we'll be on the way to GT in a few seconds. You see his emotion. He's not feeling good, but also not knowing he's slightly ahead. But everything I just can add now, Magno already said. So, since this is our first English commentary, we actually don't know if there's like a biggie guessing game or something. So, if you like to enlighten us, dear chat or setuppers, we would be very pleased.
Yeah, but do we have the big key guessing game with the bot command and or do we just play it just for fun in the chat with okay.
Yeah, we usually just play it like just for fun in the Germans on the German restreams. Magno has always prepared some command like visual cues for you in the chat usually. But now we were not prepared.
Okay, because having 7 crystals in his bag, Homemade Beer is making his way up to Ganon's tower, and we like to play the game where we guess the location of the Ganon's tower big key. There are 22 locations where the big key can be, and we count on the first runner who enters Ganon's tower with 7 crystals. This is probably Homemade Beer because he's already making up his way to the Darkworld portal of Turtle Rock. And yeah, you can guess your numbers in the chat, and we count them until Homemade Beer enters Ganon's tower.
Do you have a favorite number?
Well, I have the 6 on my sports jersey, so I will always go for that one. Go sports!
Tire room gamble. Yeah, but would you do this? I think both. Actually, imagine you see it on both sides. That would be hilarious.
I think the biggest differences so far are the doing all of Tower of Hera on Spleebie's side, and also missing the big key in Misery Mire that costs, and the death in Misery Mire that costs like lots of time.
The Hera play was still fine, I think, but as you just said, the not death would have made him already be in here, and we just get a powder on the left side.
Yeah, number 1, the powder.
Spleebie deciding to go for a quick kill, getting a bit off script there, so to speak. Deciding to switch to the right head here just to avoid a lot of icy areas in the way. Getting the right head good under control, having 2 shots left, can finish the fire rod head, the fire head. Okay, good. I was a bit close.
Homemade beer. I'm pretty sure he will be happy about the 9th heart he gets in the Hope Room. He doesn't have a blue potion. I think he used his one on Cold Stare. So yeah, but we found the powder on the torch. I think he will be fine.
He used it on, if you remember, he was spike boosted by Trinex.
Oh yeah, Trinex it was. Yeah.
Yeah, we are missing one person here as a commentator team. That's true. I think he was just upset there's nothing in the Hera basement here. While we find the big key on the right side, the second chest, which would apply to be the 9th, right?
Number 7. Yeah, it's number 9. Yeah, you're right.
So if someone happened to say 9, that would be dope.
We got a 16, a 15, an 8. And we got 110, so there is no 9. We have equal winners on Espman 27 and Brogor. Yep, so we have 2 winners here. Congratulations.
You know, if you're a commentator, it's rigged to win, so it's his win. I give it to you, Spman 27.
I mean, we do have the bugnet, and we're low on health at this point. Maybe he will, or I think he I think he did.
He has a fairy in his bottle. He did that mirror after Turtle Rock and did the dash pre-grab in the Bonk Rocks.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, Spleebie deciding with just one small key, one dropped small key from chest to commit to the left side, because right side is technically locked behind 3 keys. He will probably rush all the way to render room and then mirror. A lot of runners recently played as left, right, left, but at some point you also see quite a lot of runners commit to the render room, mirror, and play right side. Always a bit up to your preferences, giving the small key locations in some cases, or just like always doing the same can also feel beneficial or not good in this case, of course.
So Homemade Beer making his way up to Moldom 2 in a second. He's passing the Wizrogues rooms, and almost is at the torch room.
His face just turned delighted when he saw that big magic decanter. He was happy about this. You know, save some time. You don't have to go all the way down there to the south torch. with your torch to light this up. Yeah, feels good. We will see a Bob's chest plus an Ice Armos here, I think.
And unfortunately for Spleebie, he's doing the full left, so he will probably get his big key on number 18 or 17-ish.
I call silver arrows, which won't help anyway though, but always nice to have. Oh, this is some deep key logic here. I mean, GT key logic is sometimes, I don't want to say stupid, but weird. I don't know. So, yeah, it didn't work out for Spleebie here, while Homemade is already on the way to Aga 2, finishing off Moldrum, checking the last chest of the tower here for a probability of achieving the just mentioned silver arrows, which we haven't seen. But the little piggy will tell us probably where they are. Yeah, Spleebie of course not feeling great there about this Bicky, but it's understandable. GT routing can always change a game. It could have just went all the way around, Spleebie going full right while Homemade going full left. You never know.
So Homemade finishing up Aga 2 is now flying up to the pyramid to fight Ganon, while Spleebie's just going through the big key door on the climb.
Homemade must be really feeling like my opponent will finish every second now. Nicely done here. Sending Ganon in phase 3 quite fast. Not quite fast, but fast as possible, I think.
Yeah, that's a really nice Ganon fight, and finishing up phase 3, we only have to do the torch glitch and hit him 12 times with the sword spin. And Ganon told us that the silver arrows are in Swamp Palace, a pendant dungeon we didn't have to go in at all.
Yeah, Homemade biting his lips there. Probably feeling quite on edge. And opponent finishing every second now. You never know. It would be such a devastating feeling if you like having 10 spins in Ganon and your opponent finishes like 10 seconds earlier or something. Never feels good to lose at Ganon. It's okay to lose in the climb, but at Ganon it feels always bad. But the pick is down. The bridge crossing should be safe. So GG's for Homemade Beer here. He coped. He managed. He won. GG's. There is the first smiling of the day. Really enjoying being allowed to moderate this and see some joy here on the faces now. Yeah, Spleebie had. I watched Spleebie a bit more here. He had quite a decent climb here, but obviously, probably knowing that he lost by now, I'm not sure if he's having his race time announcement open, but we will get to interview them both in a few seconds. So, yeah, let's see how Spleebie pummels the pick.
And we're joined by Homemade Beer. Congratulations, GG. Well done.
Hello, GG's.
Yeah, GG's. You coped, you managed, you overcome, you win. Well done.
That was actually really nerve-wracking. That I had a weird, like I got really greedy when I found the mirror and then didn't do Hera, and then I was like, I'm gonna get the mitts. I just want to get the mitts, and I had my eyes set. And then when I got down there, I'm like, I can do ice after I get the mitts. And so I'm like, let me get a potion first, and then it's like, well, I guess I'll check catfish too because I missed that earlier because I screwed up the water walk somehow. And then all of a sudden I realized, what am I doing? I've spent like 2 minutes doing random stuff, and I don't even have red canes. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'll go back up the mountain then, I guess. And maybe red canes on the mountain and then before ice. So it got really weird there in the middle.
Yeah, we could confirm this, what you just said, by when you finished the hookshot cave, your emotions went a bit through. You were really mad then, and then you just mirror out, go to the left, and then you get your cane. And so, okay, nice, I'm happy now. I'm doing this first now. At least I came back here, which is not, which is nice, because if you dodge that cane for longer, it would be tough to win, I guess.
Were you tempted in going into Ice Palace without the Zamaria right after the mids, or where you said, okay, I'm going down to get the mids, and then I go up the mountain again for the hookshot cave and stuff?
Yeah, so that was actually the plan. I was going to go into ice after getting the mitts, and then like almost right when I grabbed them, I realized I still didn't have cane, and I thought like maybe I should see if it's back up there. Like sometimes the seed likes to ping pong you in an area. This seed wasn't really like that, so if you actually just do Hera early, you get the cane early, and then you get the cape right after going into ice. It would have been really nice.
Yeah, for us, it felt a bit like you were backtracking those flipper checks you just mentioned that didn't work in the start, just to make sure you don't get burned by this very location. If there is the Zomaria there, you will never get it. So we kind of liked that play, actually. And then you got your cane in a different location, but you felt probably a bit better, even though you realized, okay, this takes 2 minutes, what am I doing here? But yeah, So
yeah, pretty much. I was trying to protect against that, messing up that early play, basically. So yep, you're right.
Yeah, we're waiting for Spleebie here. I think if he is joining us, I don't know if you have talked a lot already, but you probably did.
We chatted a bit in the race room. I thought he was going to finish at any point. Like I closed the race room now after I get hit go mode until I'm done, basically. So I had no idea until I finished Ganon where I was.
Okay, nice. Yeah, this is a good attitude, I think. Otherwise, you're just busy looking through your second monitor all the time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and then there's Spleebie finishing the piggy off a bit later, but GG's still for him. And this ends our race, both sub 130, which is pretty nice. And yeah.
Yeah, that Bombos and Meyer was a nice touch. Like, I'll check Meyer if I can get in. Bombos is in Meyer.
Yeah, that was funny on the bridge, right?
Yeah.
I think I was watching Spleebie's cam there, and he was also smirking there a bit, smiling though. Okay, nice Bombos location here.
Yeah.
And we're joined by Spleebie. GG's to you.
Hey, GG's homemade beer.
Hey, GG's, dude. This is kind of a weird seed in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta mute my thing. Sorry, I was getting an echo. Yeah, that Bombos, it was like, well, that's definitely go mode since I hadn't been on the mountain yet to see what Turtle Rock was.
Right, that's true. Yep. Actually, yeah, that probably felt really good, huh?
Oh, I was still
didn't even
planning
think of that situation.
full clear ice, but then I was just gonna go right to Turtle Rock to see if I had it.
Yeah, you got the Zamaria on your mountain trip for the mirror. Homemade did skip Hera entirely, and he did the second mountain climb for Hookshot Cave, Super Bunny Cave, the Turtle Rock Medallion check, and then going into Hera, where he saw the red cane and bailed on it, or bailed on Hera. Did Turtle Rock full clear with Mimic Cave and all that, and then he went to Ice Palace, got his cape, Misery Maya, and so on and so on and so on.
There were so many like visible items in this seed. Like
Yeah,
the flute on Bumper Cave and the gloves on
I usually
the
think
island.
there's one visual item, like a unique item, then there's quite often a lot more of them on the other visual spots, I think. Not
Oh,
sure, but
yeah,
always like this.
yeah. After I did Desert early, and I saw that glove on the island, and thought like, oh, this is just an Aga seed all along. I was like, okay, fine. So I was gonna go to Saha, and if I just found a lamp, if I didn't find a glove, I wasn't gonna go into Eastern at that point. I was just gonna go do Aga, and then figure
I
that
was
I'll
kinda
probably
thinking
find a
the
mirror
same
and stuff. But, yeah, Saha was weird here.
And
The
you
code
did
is
find,
not fun.
and you did find the mountain starter pack, the lamp and the glove, I guess. But yeah, the
Glove,
glove also meant Darkwood access at this point. Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was.
Then
quite
that
fun
was
to watch.
before Hookshot, I think, so we couldn't really do much on the mountain for a while.
Yeah, Hookshot was in Thieves Town. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, the divergence started there because Homemade went through Kakariko into the Dark World, and Spleebie, of course, went through the Hype Caves location, which also netted him the bow right then.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
the
he-
Yeah,
bow
so I
was in
got the
there.
bow and went off to do pod, and then I did Eastern,
Yeah, he also
and then
could.
headed over to Thieves Town.
It felt quite. Spleebie was. I would say Spleebie was ahead a bit all the time, but it's rando. GT routing is always a big issue. Of course, they can always go either that way or either that way. There was only one small key in the Staffos room. Spleebie decided to commit to the full left, and there was a bit of Misery Maya trouble, I think, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I took a death
Can
there.
happen for everyone.
Oh. And Meyer was hard on the seed for me. I
Yeah,
just didn't
It
feel
is
very
before I
comfortable.
found the big key, so it wasn't like a death at Vidi, but it was still a pretty big time loss.
There's one nifty thing about Misery Maya. When you find a small key in the compass chest, on the fire locked side on the
Yeah,
top one.
oh frick, I knew that.
When there's a small key, you can say there's definitely the big key in
Big
the
key is
cutscene
vanilla,
chest.
yeah.
And yeah, that made some time. The full clear of Hera, including the basement, made some time. Vanilla big key chest of Eastern, of course, which Homemade could go mode Eastern Palace. And yeah,
Oh,
the full
I couldn't
left
believe
commitment in Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that Eastern layout. When I saw the big key in the first, I was like, well, okay, that's nice. And then I opened the one chest that's in the path, and it filled up my health. I'm like, okay, I hate this a little less. I think I went from 7 to 8 hearts. Okay, 8
Yeah,
hearts
you
is
did.
a little more comfortable, like barely.
For
But
for us as a restream, at this point, it looked very tight. You're both in Misery Maya. We know you have to do Lanmolus and Eastern Palace full, but we know the big key is in the first chest. We know Spleebie has only to clear also Misery Maya and rush to the mountain, and only one trip can do Turtle Rock and then head over to GT. We were like, it would be so like very same time in GT. Yeah, but you know, Rando is Rando, and everything can happen. So still nice though.
yeah,
It's pretty
yeah,
cool
it was
how we like
it was interesting.
divided and conquered, kind of.
I know, right? We went
Mm.
opposite ways into the Dark World and made a good show for everyone. It sounds like, so that's good.
Yeah, I think. Do you have some questions noted down?
No, I don't. I think we got everything covered.
Yeah, I think so too. So we would like to say thank you for having us here for our first English commentary we were able to do here. Thank you, of course, Homemade and Spleebie for this amazing race. And thank you for our tracker, which we never even mentioned here today, which was Hi, I'm Cody, who returned to Rando just recently. And yeah, thank you for the fast restream that Dante put up quite fast. I think that's it for me. I would say bye and thanks for everything. And I would like to give the last word to my co-moderator and the runners.
Yeah, I think you can start, you Spleebie and Homemade.
Just thanks, guys, for doing this commentary. I know it's like really early in the morning for you, so thanks
6
a bunch.
a.m.
And
Perfect time for a beer.
Yes.
We'll see you at the next one.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. This was really cool. I know they weren't doing a lot of restreams early, so shout outs to the crew for putting this all together. This is super awesome, like being part of this tournament. So, and GG's against Spleebie. Like, good luck in your next match.
Yeah, good luck in the winners bracket.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you guys for the amazing race. Thanks for watching, guys, and thank you. Hi, I'm Cody for tracking. You really help out a lot and make commentary make it look easy when everything's covered for you, that we don't have to pay so much attention on the dungeons and stuff. And yeah, thanks for Dante for putting up the restream, and thanks for your attention, everyone. Have a good night, day, time zones, whatever.
It's morning. Bye-bye.